months. We know this. Why do we know this? That it can take up to 24 months? Because you're dealing with a bureau that does not want to change your credit score because they sold your information. And if somebody doesn't understand that data over here, the knowledge that I just dropped on you, please ask me to explain it to you. I will not have a problem explaining that information to you and what we just dropped, what I just said to you, because that's what people don't get. They don't get the information that they have. The data, it's a data furnisher. It's not a credit bureau. There is only one credit bureau. Does anybody know who the credit bureau is? Take a guess. Somebody.
TransUnion.
Nope. That's a data furnisher, Nisha. Sharonda, I saw you come off of mute. Let's see. Yo, DeAndre decides to grace us with his presence.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What was it, Sharonda? What'd you say?
I said Experian.
Nope. Data furnisher. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, data furnisher. Dun & Bradstreet, data furnisher. Credit Safe, data furnisher. SBFE, data furnisher. Do you want me to keep going on what data furnisher is? Go, V. You waving your hand. Oh, well, you waving at Dre. Okay, I got you. Data furnisher. So if we know that these are data furnishers, who's the credit bureau? Come on, Anthony. I see that.
I'm totally lost.
Is it CFPB
for that one?
Who said it?
CFPB?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the data. That's the credit bureau. That's the only credit bureau that's out there. Yes, Anthony. Yeah, thank you for doing that. That's why I love cameras on. Because why? CFB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It is a bureau of the data and the protection of data. They don't have your data. Their job is to protect your data and to go out there and do that. That's what the CFPB was to protect your data. A data furnisher, if somebody just furnishes your data, they don't own your data. They get that data from the creditor, who you have provided your data to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they get in return? They get this fictitious number that is put on the screen, right? That they can do, right? This fictitious number that goes on the screen that controls your life. It's a social score. That's what it is. Not to go too crazy, not to go into too in depth, but that's what that is. Your credit score is a data furnisher telling you how worthy you are in society to be lent anything. To be lent anything, whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's money for a business, any of this stuff, they have come to a point and say, you are worthy, you are not worthy. That's it. When we go in with the underwriting sheet, right? Anthony, think about this. When we go in with the underwriting sheet, what did I break down on the underwriting sheet? The last two boxes. Do you have a BK? And here, I'll bring this up for somebody that doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Over here, last two boxes in the underwriting sheet. Do you have a BK in the last 7 years? No collections, no liens, no judgments. Why? Why did I put that on in the software? Because this is the most important piece of the software. At the end, we want you to see these boxes and understand that these two boxes dictate your life. You hit it. You hit it. Is this you? This is not you. Okay. I was gonna say, I hope this is not you. I would have pulled yours up. You hit it because you were not clean on two bureaus, and you didn't get funded for that loan, but you were clean on one. And if you were in that one, you would have got funded. Right or wrong?
Right.
That's why. So knowing how the system works and how to navigate the water changes everything. And once you start cleaning everything up, once you start getting everything done, it changes everything. Look, this is coming from the guy that have 515 credit score. So I'm telling you guys, I navigated this shit myself. Go for it, Ed. What's up?
Now, last week when we talked, I asked you about the, remember what I asked you about the credible? I did get funded for that. So I, my utilization is going down.
Wait until you see that. I jacked my utilization up. We're gonna make video. I gotta make two videos on it. I gotta make a video for how low my score has dropped. I'm still waiting for them to tank. And then I'm gonna do how we're gonna pay it back, because what I'm going to do is, and just for everybody over here, how many people heard a fake guru turn around and tell you, put a trade line on your account to drop your utilization? Oh, oh, I love hands. I love the hands. Here's the thing. We don't believe in that because it's not true. You know why it's not true? The bank doesn't look at your overall utilization. This is your overall utilization. Okay? They look at the individual utilization of the account, and this is where it breaks down. I'll show you guys over here. When I switch to revolving, here's the individual utilization. And this is how they see it, how it comes in. Individually utilized, and what's maxed out. So here, this is a perfect account. This account's got $16,000. This guy's, what is his thing to get it under 30%? He's got to pay $2,000 to get it under that 30% utilization.
This
That's the,
software is sick.
at the end of the day, you go for it, Ed.
No, I was gonna say, did you show Coach V what you showed us earlier? Did she
Oh,
already?
she saw it before everybody else. She saw it before everybody else. She even saw it before my business partner. She saw that yesterday. Yesterday, she texted me. She's like, "I'm free now." I was like, I'm tapped out. I don't feel well, but I was like, I'm gonna hop on real quick. And at the same time, another friend of mine showed up, so we did it. Another M2 owner, and we did it. We did a class together, and I showed them what I was talking, and they were just both of them were in awe yesterday, because that's the key. This is what we're building out. We're building out stuff to show everybody, right? This is, if you understand, if you know how to hack the matrix, you can make the matrix do anything it wants.
Hmm.
Literally, that's the best way to put it. If you know how to hack the matrix, you can make the matrix do anything it wants. So, talking about this is funny that we said that in this sense. This gentleman that I'm fixing his credit over here, he actually runs a business brokerage. Okay, he buys and sells businesses, or hooks you up with people that are buying and sells businesses. I'm fixing his credit. Once we fix his credit, everything will be good. He told me he's going to help me get established, in the sense so he can help people buy businesses and sell businesses. So eventually he'll be on a call over here to help you guys once you guys get rocking and rolling. Because here's the thing. Why do you want good credit? Everybody wants good credit for one reason. OPM, other people's money. And I know Dre's people are sitting there. Yep, I heard Dre say that. OPM, other people's money. We want to play with other people's money, but how do we want to do it? We want to take the money and go buy assets. I want to buy another business. I already talked to him. I want a laundromat. I'll be honest with you guys. I want a laundromat right now. Right now, in today's day and age, why? A laundromat does not know recession. People gotta wash their clothes. Food store, people like, no, I didn't go mute. Okay, food store, people go crazy with food stores. But I want to tell you something. People will steal more from food store. What the hell are they gonna steal out of a laundromat? What the hell are they gonna steal out of a laundromat?
Self-storage is another one.
Self-storage is huge now too, because there's not enough houses. Tam, this is not updated M2. This is our Dre and I's version of our software that they were building for funding. This is going to be the funding software. And if you're not in over here, ooh, I gotta get into the admin. I'll send you a link to get signed up. It's free. It's free while we're beta testing it. So
Okay, question.
Yes, sure.
You were mentioning about the underwriting and everything. Of course, what is that?
This is an underwriting sheet, Saranda. So you've been out of the game and out of the loop for a while. So what happened was we developed a piece of software, right? When you pull your information. First off, it's not was just about the credit report beforehand, but now it's about understanding what your client is trying to do. Your client is coming to you because they want something. They want money. They want either to buy a car, buy a house, buy anything. And in this sense, we need to find out how far off they are. It's got nothing to do with the credit score. It's got everything to do with the file itself, the build of the file, their utilization, their open revolving accounts, all this stuff. So now we break that down by pulling the My Free Score account into the software, right? And then running it through the system. When it runs through the system, this is automatic. You don't have to do anything. Once you pull the My Free Score account, you just click underwriting and it'll underwrite the file for you. When it does this, you'll be able to see everything about that account. You'll be able to see revolving lines, percentage of utilization, all that stuff. And you'll be able to get that and have everything handled as quickly as possible. So you're not whatchamacallit, you're not shooting in the wind. You're not shooting in the fog. You have clear line of sight. Like it's basically light in the darkness. And that's what the war machine that we just created. I don't know if you were in here for the war machine, but the war machine was another part of it, which was that light in the darkness type of thing, which was creating that light to understand what is going on, because that light gives us the opportunity to be able to fix these clients and be able to speak to these clients. Because when you have 10 clients and they're like, oh, well, you haven't got anything off, and this guy's going to say he can get it off in 30 days and this, that, and the other thing, we know they're not doing the right tactics. We know that they're not doing the right tactics because they're going through and they're doing stuff that are literally shady. So at the end of the day, when we have everything that's broken down based on case law, based on SOLs, based on and Metro 2 and everything, we have everything based on. There's nothing that should hold you back from getting where you need to be and doing it properly. And the same thing with this. When the client's ready to go into funding, we have everything stretched out for us ready to go into funding. And this client's ready. Hey, look, this is, and I'll show you what a good file looks like. Right, so this one's a bad file.
And I was on there earlier when you were mentioning about the war machine. So I did see you run through that. Now, is all of that part of the onboarding of a new client? They're getting all of that, or
It's on you what you're going to use. So here's the thing.
okay, in the packages that we get.
And the thing that so the FICO Forge is a separate package. This is a separate system. This one's going to be called the Score Machine.
Okay.
So yeah, Micah's like, this is the first I'm hearing of this. Yeah, bro. We renamed it yesterday. Two people did not like the name of the company. They were like, yeah, we need to change that. That's not marketable. So by doing that, you can see you'll pick what you need to do and then you'll get in over there. But here's this is a better account. As you can see, everything's checked, right? But now you know, okay, this person's got inquiries, so we're gonna have to work on their inquiries. Okay. This person doesn't. This person's got 2 accounts. That over the limit over here. This is a big no-no. I want to tell you guys something. These 2 boxes over here. That's a big no-no. How do I know? Because this is my account. How do I know? Because when I went for my Chase account and asked them for a raise on my limit, they said no. You got too many
What
accounts open
boxes
in
are you
24.
pointing at?
These 2 over here.
Oh, okay, I didn't see your mouse.
These two boxes over here. And we merged these boxes. So in the update that's coming, these boxes are merged. So it's no more than 4 accounts in the last 24 months. So that's what it'll be. And that's huge. Because this is literally I have, well, let's find out. I'm not gonna talk to you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit to you guys. Let's show you what I got. On the last 24 months, which here's 24 months. Let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's two chase cards. 6 accounts open in the last 24 months. So because I have those 6 accounts open in the last 24 months, Chase did not like that. And they wouldn't raise my business credit card on that. And they wouldn't give me the limit that I was looking for. It had nothing to do with my inquiries. They didn't care about my inquiries. You can see how many freaking inquiries I got, right? But over here, they cared about these. This box is really important. These 2 boxes over here, really important. But now knowing that, knowing what it actually does and how important that box is, actually has us be able to carry out the ability to fund a client a whole lot easier while the utilization is under. All this stuff is under. Like, we know this, and because we know this, we know what to do with it. And we know how to attack this on a proper standpoint. Does that make sense, ladies and gents? Dre, you've been awfully quiet. It scares the shit out of me.
Makes sense.
I'm on the phone. My bad. I was on the call.
Okay, no problem.
So what does the programs look like for the all of this right here with the underwriting and the war machine and all of that?
So this
And what's the
program,
new name? Say the new name again.
the score machine.
The score machine. Okay.
Score machine. Because somebody said I should utilize machine inside of it because they like the war machine type of thing.
Okay.
The score machine is going to handle, it'll be all inclusive. So the one file, to be able to pull one report, is going to be $24.99. So that'll be one report. And then you can buy reports.
You went silent for it. I mean, you went.
Can you hear me?
Your volume went low a little bit. Say that again.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I
So
can. I can hear.
One report to pull one report. If say you're doing this for a single person, it's going to be $24.99. The next one will be for the businesses, because I don't think that you need to pull more than one report a month. The next one will be for the businesses. The first account that we're going to have is going to be $149.99, and it'll allow you to pull 30 reports.
Awesome. And so I do have a question because I came in a tad bit late.
Sure.
So from my understanding, this is pretty much like a software system that when you are getting ready to take clients for funding after doing credit repair, or can you do both? I know you can't go for funding while doing credit repair because you're not where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But this software is going to let us know, okay, this client is ready and I could present the profile to obtain funding.
Eventually you'll be able to do it right in the software itself. You'll be able to actually take your clients from start to finish, fund them yourself in the software.
Okay. And so also, I do want to ask, so the opportunities for the funding companies, will they be inside of the software, or once you just submit underwriting, it's going to reach out to?
No, when this is done, right? When this is done, you're going to have a pop-up tab over here. So Dre created this. Dre created the check marks that are allowed for this to happen. So there's going to be 2 ways. It's going to be done for you or do it yourself. And what I mean by do it yourself, meaning if you have a client, right, and you want to do funding for that client, you're going to click do it yourself. If you want done for you, if you want a professional to fund the client for you, you're going to click do done for you, and then that'll come to our team, and then our team will do the funding for you. And that's where Dre and I will go over the file. We'll double check everything. We'll make sure that all the utilization, inquiries, everything is right. And then we'll go over what you're expecting of the file, what you're expecting to get approved for. And then we go into that. Now that'll be the done for you. The do it yourself will have all the same things that we do, but you're going to do it yourself. Okay. You're going to go out and actually apply for those things for your clients, and then you'll be able to charge them whatever whatever your fee is that you want to charge them. In the sense, the fee is what you dictate. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people before they met me were not charging shit correctly. I'm gonna tell you, as a New
Mhm.
Yorker, you guys gotta start charging correct. Okay? Stop with this 10% bullshit. Okay? Yeah,
Okay.
V. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Stop with this 10% crap. Okay? We don't do this 10%. The 10% is for the birds. All right?
Okay.
We need to charge because you're looking at the amount of work that's going into doing funding is a lot. My team, when we were doing funding, we started at 15 and worked our way down to 10. We didn't stop at 10 because if you had a client that came in like this, if you have a client that comes in and you're like, shit, not only can I get him personal and business funding, because you'll be able to do both, okay? You're looking for $500,000. So I want to put this in perspective for everybody that's in here. I'm gonna do this right now. Dre's getting one account approved at 75,000. Okay, so if you're getting a client $400,000, and you times it by 0.15, right?
40,000.
That's 60 grand.
Oh,
That's 60 grand at 15%.
oh,
Oh,
Mhm.
that's too much money. This, that, and the other thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys got to be salesmen and women.
Right.
Salesmen and women. Here's the thing. I'm gonna look. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but here's the thing. I get allocated the ability to give you a discount. I'm gonna do 2.5 points. 2.5 points. I really want to bring this into perspective. What 2.5 points is? Okay, times 0.2 125. You just took 10K off, right, of that same funding file, right, by doing it that way. People don't get it. People
Mhm.
don't get it. They like, oh my God, what's going on here? That's how you focus on that file. That's how you make that money. Because you have to be able to give yourself leeway. Now, if you really want to close that file down, you drop it down to that 10%. You don't start at 10 because you have nowhere to go. Where are you going to go down to 5?
Right. So that does make sense.
That's why you start at 15.
I think 10% is just easier for most people to remember the numbers off the top of their head. So 10% is where we kind of play in the warm
Don't
water.
worry, I'll create a calculator for you with how much you're going to make. All right, guys?
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. It's already being built in. It's already being built in. Every time that you put a number in, it'll calculate how much for the individual line, how much you have to charge that client.
You're making it easier and easier.
Oh, that was already built in. That was because, guys, I want you guys to understand something. When I was doing a funding company, when I had my funding company, we made 6 figures in the first month. In the first month, we made 6 figures. And I only had one person bring in leads. It was one company that was bringing in leads, and we were splitting 50% of the profit. We were splitting 50% of the profit, and we were charging 15%. And our highest that we funded a client, because we were only doing personal. We didn't have access to business funding like this back in the day, right? When we were doing that one client, we were getting $150,000. I was getting Barclays bank cards for personal people, $45,000. One credit card, 45 grand. So now you're looking at this, and at that 10%, to keep the numbers easy for everybody, at that 10%, that was a $4,500 charge. Right on that card. Swipe. Goodbye. Goodbye. So now, when you guys understand this and you're starting to build this up, the best part about the funding that we're doing, whether this is going to be business funding via corporate credit cards or personal funding with credit cards, what's called credit card stack, you're actually helping them if you teach them how to take the money and put the money into a business immediately. And by helping them put the money into a business immediately, what are they doing? They're cash flowing, which means they pay those cards off. Their credit score stays in the 800s, the 900, the 850s. Make sense?
Right. And so what do you think the minimum, well, you can't really base it off the minimum credit score because it definitely goes by
Six,
the profile,
680,
right?
680 is the minimum credit score that we can go on, but we don't ever go on 680. You don't ever put yourself near the six. You don't sit by the freaking computer and the thing with the waiting for somebody to get to 680. You need them to get to 700. That's why we put 700.
Okay, perfect.
It's all here. Everything that we expect from the client is right here. Everything that we want for the client is right here. It's built in perfectly. We want 730. We want 730. Why? SBA requires a 720 for the business loan. Right, V? 720 minimum. V funds the business loan. V does SBA for us as well. Right? We have other people doing SBA for us as well. But here's the thing: to teach you guys and to go through it, right? Is here's how it handles. Here's how it works. Okay? Here's how we go through it. Is SBA is going to do X, Y, and Z. SBA is going to do this. The personal cards are going to do this. Once you have all this stuff set up, they can even go into the bank. And when they go into the bank, they can get a bank loan inside of the bank because they're already qualified. They're already qualified, ready to go. You guys have so much power with this that honestly, you know, when credit card shows say, oh, you're qualified for this, they show you're qualified because you hit over score threshold. Not because you hit over the threshold that's needed to get it. Now you know what the threshold is needed to get those